Good evening. I'm Chief Robert Thornton, New Mexico State Police. On February 4th, 2021, a New Mexico State Police officer, Darian Jarrott, stationed in Deming, New Mexico, was assisting Homeland Security Investigations. The officer was initiated a traffic stop on a white Chevrolet pickup on Interstate 10 eastbound near mile marker 101 east of Deming, New Mexico. Traffic.
Gonna be at I-10, eastbound at about the 101. I'll attempt tag 0527 Edward Paul. It's gonna be a white Chevy pickup, one aboard. Can't tell what state the temp tag's out of.
Afternoon, sir. My name's Darian Jarrott. I'm with New Mexico State Police. The reason for the stop is your window tint's a little too dark. Yeah. You mind if I open the door? Or if you want to roll down the window more.
Dark?
Yeah. I noticed you got temp tags. You got registration for the vehicle?
Yes, sir.
I'll need registration and your driver's license as well. Right. Okay. All right. Do you have insurance for the vehicle? Yeah. Where is it? It's with the wallet. Do me a favor. Come with me to my vehicle. That way I can run your name and date of birth, and then that way I can get my return. Okay. Go ahead. Shut the vehicle off if you want. It's up to you. Well, I know.
My license if I want it.
That'll work. Grab the phone and come with me to my vehicle so I can get the return, and then I can make sure that everything's good.
That's fine.
Okay. What was your name?
Omar Cueva.
Omar Cueva?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Cueva.
O-M-A-R-C-E-V-A.
Okay. Okay. While she's sending the pic, let's go so that I can run my checks on you. Huh? Yeah, so I can run my checks and I can talk to you a little bit while I'm running my checks, and then you'll show me the picture right away because I got paperwork I gotta do, you know? Hey, real quick. You have a firearm on you? Yeah. No, I see it. Waste. You mind if I take it off you for my safety? Alright, hold on. Alright, let's go to my vehicle, okay? Come on. Oh shit! Oh shit!
During the traffic stop, the driver identified as Omar Felix Cueva, 39 years of age, fired at least one shot at New Mexico State Police Officer Darian Jarrott. Officer Jarrott was struck and killed by gunfire. An HSI agent arrived on scene and notified New Mexico State Dispatch that our officer was down.
Hey! Police! Here to help! 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 Hey! You call 911?
Hey, call 911. I'm with HSI.
Okay!
Call 911.
He's dead! Fuck! Hey, I'm just west of the I-10. A police officer was just shot. I'm with Border Patrol. The cop just had a car pulled over and the person shot him in the head.
You need to follow them.
He's dead. Shot in the head. Yeah, state police. We're just west of the Kila exit on I-10 eastbound. It's a New Mexico State Police vehicle pulled over. An unmarked law enforcement vehicle. Okay. Yeah. No, I just walked up. I'm flipping him over now. I'm EMT. Can you get life flight here? Life flight here ASAP, please. Okay, thank you. Bye. Are you talking to the guys? Fuck, he had his fucking gun out. Fuck, man. Fuck. Let's flip him over and check for a pulse.
Go, man. No, I have not.
Fuck, man. Fuck, I wondered. God damn it. Dude, he shot him multiple. He's got one here in the chest. I exit right here and through the face. I go flip him over.
Okay. shot. Yes, he got shot. He got shot. 10, but I need you guys to keep an eye out in case he turns around to head back towards the enemy. All right? All right, man.
Obviously not. Fuck.
Found near Keller exit. Be advised, ma'am, you have unmarked each side units on scene right now. Officer down.
Oh fuck, one through the neck. One through the chest and one through
a traffic stop, and I went for a safe stop. I do have 24 units held out, and they just said my officer down my phone with some of the
I'm gonna secure his weapon back in his holster.
I saw this happen. Is there anything I can do? I did.
Okay.
They have EMS on the way.
Yeah, please just stand back a little bit, please.
Is there anything else I can do?
No, sir.
The contact is 0527 Edwards Hall. 0527 Edwards Hall.
Officer Darian Jarrott began his career as a transportation inspector with the New Mexico Department of Public Safety. He was certified as a law enforcement officer in December of 2014 and worked with the former Motor Transportation Division of the New Mexico Department of Public Safety. In July 2015, he was sworn as a New Mexico State Police Officer, where he bravely served until today. Officer Jarrott leaves behind 3 small children, and he was expecting his 4th child this year.
This is my commandment, that you love one another just as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, that one lay down his life for his friends.
And we want you to understand that we're here to honor Officer Darian Jarrott. Officer Darian Jarrott went out there today and was serving his state, his community, the best way he knew how. And I love him for that. And everyone that's here loves him for that. And I want you guys to understand that as we get through this. But these officers lay their lives out on the line every day for each and every one of us. And as a chief, it breaks my heart that I have to be standing in front of you this evening talking about this incident and what's going on. A broadcast was put out to the state and the local law enforcement agencies. A New Mexico State police officer located Cueva traveling east on Interstate 10 near mile marker 116. Cueva pulled over at the exit and fired at New Mexico State police officers. The officers returned fire. A pursuit was initiated as Cueva continued to evade officers traveling east on Interstate 10.
Minutes after Omar Cueva shot and killed New Mexico State Police Officer Darian Jarrott along Interstate 10, he called an undercover agent with Homeland Security Investigations to tell him he had been pulled over by the police. Cueva told the agent he did not give them a chance and still wanted to meet up to sell the agent 5 pounds of methamphetamine. Meanwhile, the agent received word that an officer had been killed. A ranking agent with HSI told state police investigators he knew there was a plan to have state police pull over Cueva between Deming and Las Cruces if the opportunity came. If not, the 39-year-old would have been busted by multiple HSI agents in armored vehicles when he met up to sell the meth. Agents told state police investigators they knew Cueva was armed and had told them he was not going back to jail. According to New Mexico State Police incident reports, HSI agent Hector Huerta, an acting supervisor for the Deming office, told investigators that a few weeks before the shooting, a confidential informant tipped them off to Cueva and how he wanted to sell a large amount of narcotics. He said that on January 28th, an undercover HSI agent met Cueva at a truck stop in Las Cruces and bought a pound of methamphetamine and 4,000 fentanyl pills. During this transaction, Mr. Cueva was acting paranoid, took a photo of surveillance vehicles, and was armed with a fully loaded AK-47 rifle, the report states. The undercover agent tried to buy the rifle from Cueva, but he declined, saying it was for protection as he had been set up before. Cueva said he could meet to sell the 5 pounds of meth on February 4th, and HSI chose State Police Officer Lionel Palomares, a canine officer, to make a high-risk stop and gave him full disclosure on everything they knew about Cueva. Meanwhile, HSI sent out a be on the lookout advisory on February 2nd as Cueva was traveling on I-10 between Arizona and New Mexico. Investigators learned through HSI that there were 2 plans of action for the February 4th operation. The first involved Officer Palomares pulling Cueva over with a group of HSI agents in an armored SUV ready to act as a quick reaction force. If state police officers were unable to locate Cueva along I-10 and he reached the meeting place in Las Cruces, the undercover agent would give a signal when he confirmed the meth was there and tactical agents would move in to arrest Cueva. On February 4th, HSI held a 45-minute briefing in Las Cruces at 10:30 a.m. The plan was to monitor Cueva's home until he was seen leaving. The vehicle description would be sent out, and Palomares, who was on board, and another state police unit would make the traffic stop. No state police officers were at the briefing. I questioned Agent Huerta on why on his ops plan stated this was not a high-risk operation. Agent Huerta said it was an oversight on his part, but based on everything they had planned for this operation, it was indeed a high risk, one investigator wrote. Palomares said at first HSI told him Cueva was in an SUV with his family. Then he was in a truck and alone. As they waited to make the stop, Palomares told his partner he did not have a good feeling about the traffic stop, and the two began rehearsing how they would make the stop. If they saw a firearm, a felony stop would immediately be executed. At 11:25 a.m., HSI agent Matthew Rodriguez sent out a text message saying that 4 officers were staged at mile markers 102 and 132. At 11:59 a.m., Rodriguez sent another text that another officer, Jarrott, was at mile marker 98. Within minutes, Rodriguez sent a text that the officer pulled over Cueva at mile marker 102. Two HSI agents were traveling westbound in an armored vehicle when they saw the traffic stop and wondered where the officer's backup was. They stopped 200 yards away and watched as a dark silhouette fell to the ground next to the truck. At first, they assumed Jarrott had taken Cueva to the ground until they saw Cueva's truck pull away. HSI agent Garrett Olson told investigators he asked Rodriguez if Officer Jarrott was part of the operation, and Rodriguez replied he did not know because he only spoke with Sergeant Madrid, who had details on Cueva. Olson said that after the shooting, he wondered if Jarrott knew how dangerous this traffic stop could be, and the HSI special agent in charge, after viewing Jarrett's dashcam video, was concerned that Jarrott did not have all the information with reference to HSI's knowledge of Mr. Cueva. Palomares said they were waiting to make the traffic stop when they were advised HSI had reached out to Sergeant Madrid, and soon after they had heard Jarrott make a traffic stop over the radio. Minutes later, reports came through that an officer was down. Sergeant Madrid told investigators he got the bolo on February 2nd of a man coming from Tucson with a load of fentanyl and a gun in the truck, and it was put out to the guys to be on the lookout. Madrid said there was no briefing on criminal history on Cueva. "It's the common stuff we do every day," he said of the traffic stop. He said he told Jarrott to keep an eye out for a red Honda Civic or white pickup truck with a headache rack, reminding Jarrott of the bolo and saying, "Remember, this guy is supposed to be carrying a gun." Madrid said Rodriguez messaged him pictures of vehicles leaving Cueva's home and asked him if he had anyone available. Madrid told investigators he replied that he did, and he relayed any further messages from Rodriguez to Jarrott, but never gave Rodriguez Jarrett's number. Madrid said he guessed Officer Jarrott had spotted the truck, and the next thing he knew, he was running out to the scene after Jarrott was shot. "What did this guy do that was so bad that he had to do this?" Madrid told the investigator. "Did the guy even have anything, or is he just, who is this dude? I do not know. I do not know anything about it." The undercover HSI agent told investigators that Cueva called him after the traffic stop and told him he had been pulled over by the police but did not give them a chance. He said Cueva still wanted to meet, sell the 5 pounds of meth, but would need to ditch his truck and get a ride from the undercover agent. The undercover agent told investigators that he told Cueva to meet him at the desert area near the Love's truck stop to dump the truck and he would pick him up. He said Cueva was not able to do it because authorities were blocking all the I-10 exits, and Cueva must have dropped the phone because he only heard dead air.
During the pursuit, other New Mexico State police officers successfully utilized tire deflation devices near the Pachaco exit, Interstate 10, near milepost 135 by Las Cruces, New Mexico.
Jason, you got a rifle?
330 Central.
You got a rifle? Okay. You want to set up? Okay. Use
330 Central. Advise unit. He's on the shoulder. He's on the shoulder. Guy can't breathe.
I-10 bridge. I don't know if I can hum it from here. Get it.
He just shot at us right before the motel exit.
Motel? What? Where is he?
1333 Central. Shots fired from the suspect. Shots fired.
Where is he?
Right there. 21 Central. Shot at us.
Fuck this.
He said he shot at myself as well.
Watch out! Watch out! Hey, get the back! You straight shot at that car.
Affirmative. I have 5-6 set up. If you could give me another unit, I could utilize them. Sarge, I'm still at the tail end. I'm not actually in it yet. Correct. 741 and 696, and that's where we're holding for PD units. We can get somebody to 712, please. 796 can start that way, yeah. Alright, just past the red stop, he's coming down. Past the red stop. What's the description of the vehicle? It's like a white pickup.
He starts 10-4 per pit, right behind him. Oh, shit. He's shooting at me.
Location.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck.
We're approaching the river, Sarge. We're approaching the river on I-10.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. He's shooting at my vehicle, I can't get in for pay. He's shooting me too much.
Advise Dazzle that he's shooting because they're close to the road. They're real close to the road. Advise everybody here.
I'm coming up on you, Joaquin. I'm backing out so you can set a spike shreds.
We can pass clear out. Spike shreds for 11 East Hemisphere. Alright, we're passing the motel exit now, guys. We're gonna pass the motel exit now.
Love you, girls.
Careful, we got 3 units. We got East Hemisphere ready to play spike shreds.
He's on the median. He's passing on the right.
Have deadly force, please. Where's the 48, he is shooting out of the vehicle. He just shot at it.
He's still shooting at my unit.
Give us a location.
He's coming up to the motel. I'm trying to go in for pit again, but I got to tire out. So 49, he's slumped over. He might be shot. He's slumped over. We're getting closer to Avenida Messiah exit. Still eastbound.
We have spike ships set up in the
I can't see him anymore.
block traffic right here on Avenida Messiah, please. Get the marshals out.
He's still slumped over towards the right. We're coming to Avenida Messiah.
771, you got 935 blocking Conway to University. Sure. Is he headed in the opposite direction of traffic? Is he headed in the opposite direction of traffic?
I've been shot. I've been shot down. Get down, get down. No. Let me put my gun away. Let go. It's okay. Hey, yeah, he got hit. All right, man, come on. Get him to the vehicle right here. He's right here. Check out everything.
What do you need? Good. Where'd you hit?
He's in the back, bro.
Hey, let it out. I got chest seal open. Adrian, you're gonna be fine, buddy. We need chest seal.
It's on his arm, guys. It's on his arm. It's your arm. What's up?
You're good, buddy. You're good.
Get it up high. It's up high. Get it up high.
Got it. It's up high. It's
Right there. You're gonna be good, Adrian.
You're good, buddy. You're right.
Anywhere else? Just arm? Sure.
Hey, give me that other chest seal down
I
here.
got chest seal right here.
Chest seal. No, I need. You got a bigger one? Here, give me.
Where else? John.
You guys check for secondary entries. You guys check for secondaries.
That's it.
You're good, buddy. You're good. I got this sealed up. You're good. Left arm's good.
All right, so far one gunshot wound to 708 on his right arm.
Underneath his right armpit.
Right underneath his right arm.
Below the scapula.
Let's go. Where's the 55? Where?
Las Cruces police officer Adrian De La Garza received the Act of Valor Award on Friday, June 25th, during the 67th New Mexico Fraternal Order of Police Conference. The FOP awarded De La Garza for actions he took during a major incident on Interstate 10. The award reads De La Garza was honored for his unwavering dedication and exhibiting exceptional courage, regardless of his personal safety, saving and protecting the lives of citizens while bringing a horrific situation to an end on February 4th, 2021. De La Garza, who remains on administrative leave after receiving a gunshot wound during the February 4th incident, is a 17-year veteran of the Las Cruces Police Department.
I was able to catch up to the suspect pretty quick. My car was a lot quicker than his, and I started gaining him. I was like, all right, I'm going in for the pit. And then all of a sudden, he was like a Chevy pickup truck. He has that back window where it slides open in the center. That window was already open, and I just remember him, like he was driving with his left hand. He was turning around. he was looking at me, like sticking the handgun out of that little window, and instead of like just firing randomly, like he was actually like following me, he was tracking me, like, and then I can see him like stopping. I was like, oh fuck, man, like this guy knows his shit if he's like taking his time to aim at me and everything. He's not just, you know, shooting randomly like you see like on TV or whatever, like most videos you see. So I remember just like hitting the brake, just trying to trick him. I would hit the brake and just kind of like jerk my wheel, just so that I'm not like going like in the exact same path like, every time. And as soon as he would fire, you know, I would move out of the way again. He was continued. He would stick his hand out that little window, aim at me, and then fire some more. So I was like, fuck, you know, I gotta hurry up and hit this guy. So I waited for him to turn around and like look straight again, you know, pay attention to the roadway. Yeah. So I started getting up on him, but you know, he wouldn't give me the chance. He would turn around and start firing. And then once we started getting closer to the motel exit, I was like, you know, I can't do it now because there's too many officers. I know, I don't remember who else was there, but I remember Joaquin being there from my department. So I got to back off. I remember getting on the radio and saying, hey, you know, we're approaching you, Joaquin. And I don't think I hit the brakes or anything. I think I just let off on the gas, you know, just so I can give him time to deploy the stop stick. And I saw the suspect like pretty much like riding in between both lanes, and he ran over the spike strip. And I just remember, I'm pretty sure I moved to the right side of the roadway, trying to avoid the spike strip. And the suspect, you know, fired some more rounds at me. And I just remember looking down at my dash, and my dash was flashing, and it was saying 0 PSI, like on the left front tire. Okay. So I was like, shit, I got a fucking tire that's blown out. So I just remember like just checking my steering. I'm like, to me, my car felt good. It didn't feel like it was damaged or there was a tire, or maybe the dash is fucked up or something. He ran over the spike strips. As soon as he passed, you know, that's when I saw my light flashing, but then I just heard a shitload of gunshots. I just heard pop, 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 pop. And I saw there was a bunch of officers on the left side. I don't know if it was state police or DASO, but I heard a bunch of gunshots. And I heard like a real like distinct sound, like it was hitting something. So like, oh, I think they got him. And it sounded like my car got hit too as soon as I passed. Like I remember hearing like 2 different sounds. They sounded different than the ones that were hitting him. And that's when I saw him slumped over. And I was like, oh, thank God, this guy got fucking hit or whatever. So I got on the radio, started telling, you know, the people on the radio that he was slumped over. But then I realized that, you know, he's still like driving straight. You know, it's not like drifting to one side or anything. I was like, maybe he's not hit. So I was just watching and paying attention, see what he's doing. So I told myself, you know, like, it's time to go in for the pit. But then we were like at a curve, and I was like, no, this isn't a good spot. You know, if I do the pit, there's way too much traffic right here. I'm gonna put like too many people in danger or whatever. So I hesitated a few more seconds, and as soon as we clear out from where all those people were at, I saw him pop back up. He's back to driving. He's no longer firing at me, so I said, screw it. Gunned it. Went in for the pit on the driver's side of the car. But since his tires were blown, like from what I remember, it was like the 2 rear that were blown. I don't know about the front. So I told myself, you're gonna have to give it a little bit more steering to cause this vehicle to lose traction, because, you know, if your suspect vehicle is like on tires, it breaks traction pretty easy, especially at those speeds. The faster you're going, the easier the pit is. So I was like, no, I got to do a little bit more steering. So, you know, my car's kind of low. His is in a pickup truck. I kind of gauged it a little bit. I was like, oh no, my car is actually like the right size. You know, I'm not going to go underneath him or anything. So I started going in for the pit, and I did the quarter steering, and it still wasn't really working. So like, screw it. This isn't a good idea, because now me and the suspect are face to face. Like, if I continue going this way, you know, there's a chance for him like to start firing at me. So I let him straighten out, and I kind of tricked him. I kind of stayed right there, like if I was going to go back in for a pit. But then I shot off to the right side, and I went in for the pit on the passenger side. So on that one, I was like, all right, I'm going to put a little bit more steering into it. And sure enough, the truck breaks traction. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. Like, for me, it was like a huge relief. I was like, all right, you know, I'm fucking stopping this guy. You know, it's time to get ready. I just remember like telling myself, have your seatbelt off. As soon as the car like slows down, just jump the fuck out and get out of the car. So his vehicle's spinning, it's almost coming to a complete stop, and like the way I teach PIT in the academy is we're supposed to pass the suspect, and we're actually supposed to be ahead, but like, there's no way I can do that.
Yeah.
I'll be like way behind the power curve. But I'll lose like a second or two like passing him. By the time I get out, I gotta face the other way. So it's like, no, I gotta stay here. So I just remember like jerking the wheel to the right and kind of like getting closer to him, instead of being like so far away. So I just like jumped out. I was like, I got the fucking hit on him now. I'm gonna be faster. And then as soon as I put him in park, he was already right there. So it's like, what the fuck? I'm supposed to have the hit on this guy or the jump on this guy, but he's got me beat. And I'm like, nah, I'm getting the fuck out. Jump out of the car. I don't remember like unholstering. I just remember like having my gun. I fire. And I guess that's when I get hit because I remember falling. And as soon as I fell, man, I was like, man, I'm fucked. I'm on the ground. Like, I told myself, don't give up. I'm already on the ground. I'm just gonna take this fucking shot. I just remember like rolling over to my right side a little bit. My gun was already out. I think I was laying on my right arm. So I'm just gonna take out his feet. But then I didn't see his feet move anymore because I saw him at first like in front of my car. Mm-hmm. But then like they kind of shifted over to like where my left front tire is. So I was like, all right, that's a good sign because he's no longer coming at me. So I was like, you gotta get the fuck up, man. Mm-hmm. So I just remember like popping up, and as soon as I popped up, I don't know if I was still like kneeling or all the way up, but I could see him. So I just started shooting, and I saw him. It looked like I hit him because I just remember him like crunching down, and then he turned for me, and then he like started running back towards his truck. So all I can see was his head. Like let's say this is the bed of the pickup truck. Mm-hmm. All I saw was like his head, and then all of a sudden he just like dropped. I was like, no, I gotta go get him. This is, I gotta take the fight to this guy. So I kind of just like came around the corner, took my time a little bit. Remember seeing like his legs move, and I saw the gun on the ground. I don't remember like if he was holding it, but I just remember seeing the gun. So I just kept firing, and that's when my handgun was already empty. The slide was locked to the rear. I reloaded. And when I reloaded, I was like, all right, like take a deep breath. To me, it looked like, he was like out of the fight. He wasn't moving or anything anymore. I was like, all right, this is over with. Take a deep breath, and that's when I realized like something was wrong. Like I didn't feel right. Like everything just felt like it was on fire. I went to go holster my gun, and I just remember like my arm wasn't moving. Like it was moving, but it wasn't doing what it was supposed to be doing. Like it wasn't going back. It was only doing like this motion. So I was like, I got freaked out. I was like, I got to get away from everybody. Like, I don't want to be like next to this guy. So I started taking steps back, and I tried to go holster my gun again, and I couldn't. I just remember like holding on to it because I didn't want to drop it, like just in case I got to get into like another shooting or something. I don't know if there was like anybody else in the car. I just remember looking at his like driver seat. I never checked the passenger side. So I just kept it here. I was like, just in case I got to shoot again, I'll be ready. In my mind, I already told myself, I have another magazine in there. I tried getting on the police radio, but I don't know if your radio is the same. When we press ours, there's like a little beep, and then you can start talking. I kept pressing it, and no beep was coming. I was getting pissed off because I wanted to tell them, I'm injured, and I don't think I even had my police radio on, to tell you the truth. I don't remember turning it on or anything. So I just kept backing up, and then when I turned around, I saw Ramiro come in, and I told him, like, I'm hit. And that's when he got on the radio and told everybody else. And I actually had to help, I asked them for help to put my gun away because I couldn't do it. I've been teaching the academy since, I started in traffic in 2009, but I didn't start teaching until like 2010. And I teach the crash portion, at scene. I teach all that stuff. In the past, I taught like radio procedures, PT instructor for the cadets. I believe it was like 2015 when I got certified through VSR to be an EVOC instructor. That's when I started with the police department to be an EVOC instructor, and I teach the academy. And well, I teach every academy, and then I also do like the bi-item training. So all current officers that are working through Las Cruces Police Department, you know, have to do that mandate training like every 2 years, and then we go over the pit. I'm also a motorcycle instructor. I've been teaching that at pretty much the exact same time as ZBOC. I did it within the same month when I got certified. For the cadets, pretty much all I've been teaching lately, and then just being a PT instructor. Yeah, I've taken numerous classes through I did the advanced handgun course. I've done it several times because I carried a different handgun at the time. So when I got my new one, I wanted to be proficient in that one, just get more experience. So I took the class again, just so I can be more comfortable with that gun. I've taken the advanced one several times with the rifle. I've done courses since I'm a motorcycle officer. I've taken courses where you're shooting, getting off the motorcycle, using the motorcycle for cover. And I've also done an advanced school in Denver, Colorado, up there, and that was also the range and driving and everything. It was rifle and handgun.
I can lead with pride. I can make us strong. I'll be satisfied.
What the hell is your problem?
SOCOM 461 1095, status check. All D4 units are reference to that pursuit. Shots fired continuing eastbound at the 116. Again, shots fired at the 116.
Fuck! God damn it!
See the light as it shines on the sea. It's blinding. No one knows how deep it goes.
Move! Come on, move!
This one.
Move out of the way!
And it seems like it's calling out to me, so come find me and let me know what's beyond that line. Will I cross that line? See the line where the shine is the sea. It calls me.
Copy, suspect is shooting. 11:30, anyone out there like someone?
It's the wind in my sail on the sea stays behind me.
Come on, move! Move!
Central, I'm getting on
Move!
910 for the hotel.
All right.
430.
430, go ahead.
49. Given 5 SOCOM vehicle, he's passing at the 132 right now. He went into the median. I don't think he got spiked in for. He's back on the road again. 10-4 copy, SOCOM K95. Can you confirm your primary on this pursuit? Confirm I am primary, but there's also an NP unit in front of me. I don't know who that is, 10-4. 10-4 copy, SOCOM 12 and 90, just for 49 units are in pursuit of a white and colored truck long bed that's involved in an officer down in the D12 area. They'll be passing the 133. 10-4. 457. Okay, I'm at the 135 where, K95 SOCOM, can you please advise the second unit in pursuit to take over comms? I'm gonna be about 4 units behind them, 10-4. I don't have full visual.
430 SOCOM. I'm currently in primary right now.
Taking officer in pursuit to take over comms, please. We're passing the 146 out secondary. We're passing the 144. 30 is going to be primary. It's going to be 125. Send the shoulder and SOCOM 446, are you secondary? FI at secondary.
Goddamn.
Sound on
430, shots fired. I'm 10-4.
3534, I got spikes under the bridge. It's 135. Down 430.
430, I'm 10-4. He shot at my unit.
Copy, shots fired at your unit. Seen the 140? Affirmative. Affirmative. LCPD is behind the vehicle. 1333 Central. LCPD is trying to pit maneuver. He's been pit. All units slow down. Just hit it, the guy. Stand by, stand by. Hit it at the 140. Hit it at the 140. Look out, Billy. Stop, Billy. Stop. Copy. Please up at this time. Vehicle's been pitted at the 140. Again,
430, shots fired. Shots fired.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. Do not move. Do not move.
Watch his hands. Watch his
Watch his
hands.
hands. Watch his hands.
Watch the crossfire.
Crossfire. Crossfire.
Let me see your hands.
Let me see your hands.
Secure.
Secure.
Here. Right now.
Here. You got it?
You fucking pussy. Anybody?
I'm okay. Is he okay? Yeah. He shot at my vehicle, but I got lucky.
They got a landing zone
No.
entire interstate.
But he shot at me. He shot at me.
You guys come over here. Hello, who's hit? Come over here.
He's hit. Okay.
He goes.
321 Central.
I need to get my hands cleaned up. I have his blood on me.
Come over here. Is your unit right here?
Yes.
We have him right
here.
1333
Yeah.
Central. Other responding police units can slow down.
I'm locked on the inside. You okay?
I don't know how many bullets I shot. I don't know either. I guess it's fired, man. Alright, just.
Yeah.
Good?
I didn't shoot. I'm good. But he shot at me.
Go.
Rest.
Yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'm good.
Over Las Cruces can seal off. VI
430, go ahead.
10-4 status check. Are you 10-4?
I'm 10-4.
Copy, SOCOM 443 status check. And are you 10-4? 461, are you 10-4? 461, 10-4. 413, SOCOM. Can you ascertain if additional units can move in? With all this available, I can't get a hold of the dispatch and see if we can get traffic diverted off the units.
Still got a little bit more.
And you know the officer that was down has already been transferred? Yes, I know. Therefore, if you can ascertain to see which units are out there will.
Still got a little bit of blood right here.
You didn't shoot?
No, by the time I got up there, they were already shooting at him, and I just helped get him in custody, but he did shoot at my vehicle.
on Elliot, and he called up that he was en route to MMC.
He's lucky, you know what? If he would have aimed a little bit higher, that would have been my head. Oh my God.
Cueva continued to flee east on Interstate 10. At that time, officers from the Las Cruces Police Department, the Doñana County Sheriff's Office, and a U.S. Border Patrol agent assisted New Mexico State Police officers with the pursuit. A Las Cruces Police Department officer utilized a pursuit intervention technique maneuver near milepost 140 as the pickup came to a stop. Cueva exited the vehicle armed with a firearm and shot multiple rounds towards officers and deputies. Officers from Las Cruces Police Department, the New Mexico State Police, Doñana Sheriff's Office, and U.S. Border Patrol returned fire towards Cueva, who was struck. Officers rendered aid to Cueva until emergency medical personnel arrived on scene. Cueva sustained fatal injuries and was pronounced deceased on scene by Office of Medical Investigators. One Las Cruces police officer was struck by gunfire. The officer was airlifted to a trauma hospital in Texas where he was treated and released for injuries believed to be non-life-threatening.
This is my commandment, that you love one another just as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, that one lay down his life for his friends.